Alright, we are on the play with Rug Delver, and this is a keep. It's not the best keep, but it is a keep. I will certainly be a bit sad to see a Thoughtseize take away something good from us. But on the other hand, any deck that plays Thoughtseize probably gets hit decently hard by Spreading Seas, so that's a good thing. What land do we lean on? I don't think we want to go with the island, so it's either the foothills or the steam vents. The foothills, I probably want to get a basic forest in this spot, but I guess we don't need to, so we could just lead on it anyways. If we end up denialing, we end up denialing. And here we go. We get to denial and Spreading Seas their Urborg. Or we could just denial and slam Goyf. I don't know which is better. We're going to get a breeding pool because I do want that sweet, sweet green source. The only decks that I can think of with Urborg and Thoughtseize don't include Death's Shadow, so I'm not too sad to be taking damage right now. Having Delver makes me a little less in a rush to slam this Goyf, just by virtue of we can Spreading Seas their Urborg, and that sounds at least somewhat good. So I kind of just want to do that. We're just going to do that. Let's hit the mana. Ooh, Disrupting Shoal. We could pitch Delver. Well, they don't have black, which is good. We may have just cut them off of black entirely, which would be absolutely fantastic. Do we just shock and play out our threats? I feel like playing Delver is better than holding up Shoal Pitch Delver, so I think we're going to do so. Black-white. I'm not entirely sure what black-white deck we are up against. There are a lot of possible black-white ones. There's a path, that's okay. Yep, I'll get a land. Do we want the forest? Let's get the second green source before the fourth blue one. Don't think we need that. Them having path was a risk I thought about, but I figure adding to the clock is probably good when we have their mana disrupted. That's not good. I don't think the information of this one card in our hand is worth the shuffle with the Delver giving us a pseudo scry and the ability to thin our deck. So I do believe we just play the fetch. It also means we can shoal for 3. It looks like the mulligan plus Spreading Seas really hurt our opponent. We'll happily reveal that, and I do want to draw it. Let's hit first. Probably good to start by getting in. The question is, what does the Scalding Tarn get? I kind of want to hold up Disrupting Shoal, so I think we're just going to get... I think we can afford to take some damage here. Our opponent has literally no pressure, they're missing land drops, so I think we do get the Steam Vents, as opposed to the island. Let's do that and hold up Shoal for 2. Do I want either of these? Not particularly. Bolt would be interesting if we didn't already have Tarfire in hand. Raise the Alarm. We could shoal that, but I don't think it's worth it. Now that makes me think we're playing against some sort of combo deck. Mana Leak gives us a good bit of protection against that. Something like polymorphing into an Emrakul. That's what I'm thinking of right now. Let's get the Tarfire going. With them tapped out, I'm pretty happy to start using some spells. Dismember looks like it's going to be pretty bad this game. Thought Scour I'm pretty happy to have though. Our clock is slightly faster than theirs, but not by much. If we mana leak, that's 2 mana, and then we have Shoal for 1. So I do think I want to hold up Thought Scour and not use it yet, just in case we need to mana leak and Shoal a path. Although, well, if we use the Scour, then we can no longer Shoal Pitch Scour. Godless Shrine, they pay Shock. Timely Reinforcements, we can pay 3 to Disrupting Shoal that, and then hold up Mana Leak, or we Mana Leak it and hold up Disrupting Shoal. Which one? We don't want them to gain 6. Disrupting Shoal can counter a Path to Exile, but if they had it, I'm assuming they used it. So let's not pay alt costs. Go to 3, target that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Counter that, and go to us. I think that's good, because I want to be able to mana leak, polymorph, and such. I don't know why they didn't attack. Now I'm concerned. Scalding Tarn doesn't seem particularly good here, though. Now that Delver has transformed and we no longer have a Disrupting Shoal in hand, that seems to have lost quite a bit of stock. So in this case, we're going to scour proactively. We found a Delver. That's good. What did we mill? Some miscellaneous stuff. Nothing past about here is really relevant. I do want to play that Delver, though. And that makes me want to play the Tarn. There we go. We could even dismember Mana Leak if, for whatever reason, that seems to be a good idea. The opponent has a path. I can't think of any card that kills us right here, so I am going to leak it in an attempt to kill them slightly faster. We won't fetch on end step because I want that Delver Scry, although we could fetch on end step to make it slightly more likely that this transforms. There's a Fatal Push. Can't really interact with that. Do I want to make it more likely that the Delver transforms? I believe Polymorph specifically requires targeting the card you're going to get rid of. I think I'll keep the Tarn. Mandrills, I want that. I actually want that quite a bit. How much mana am I willing to pay? There's nothing to really play around, so I guess we just hold up some counters. We have a really juicy graveyard. I don't see the need to wow Serum Visions and lands and a Thought Scour. And the graveyard is still going strong. We won't attack with the Delver because I don't want to trade it. Like I was saying, I believe Polymorph specifically requires targeting, so Dismember actually interacts with that. Maybe it's just black-white tokens. Main deck Timely Reinforcements. Yeah, Lingering Souls. Looks like black-white tokens. That's fine. I believe their game plan is going to be put everything in front of the Mandrills, unless this transforms. Doesn't transform. This is why I wanted this. Hopefully we draw something better. Let's get that tapped. That's significantly better. We're going to attack with just the Mandrills, and I am completely down with dismembering a token, if that's what it comes to. Let's deal with the spirits predominantly. Dismember feels awful for sure, but I think it's right, so that's what we're gonna do. They take 1. We clear their board though, and if I think it's a good idea, I can denial the second half. Yes, 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 they take 1. I can denial the second half of the souls. I'll probably just save it for something like a Timely or a Path. seems like a better idea. We are playing against black-white tokens. Second half of the Lingering Souls. I think that's fine with Hooting Mandrills in play. There are far more impactful cards for us to counter. So we'll let that resolve. They shocked. Here's a Sorin. That's the kind of thing you want to Stubborn Denial. And with them paying shock. Oh, that's good. That is good stuff right there. Living the tempo dream. And they scooped. And probably rightly so. Okay, so Spreading Seas performed. Awful sample size, but that was still pretty sweet. Blood Moon seems very good against this deck. Destructive Revelry will come in because of Intangible Virtue. Huntmaster, they play a mid-range deck that ends up with a lot of creatures, even though they're not creature spells. Pyroclasm seems okay. Explosive seems far better. Vapor Snag seems eh. I might want the Mountain. They're a Path to Exile mid-range deck. And I might want the Snapcaster. Let's put it up here. Dump that Renegade. It's not blocking anytime soon. Couple of Bolts. Bolt seems bad here. Dismember can go. It was good that game, don't get me wrong. But I don't want it. Shoal, another example of a card that did well, but I don't want to include. Let's trim at least one Pyroclasm. I don't think I've played against black-white tokens since running the explosives, so I am not used to having this level of sweepers. Curiosity can go, although they are playing a mid-range deck, so I like having card advantage. They have a lot of chump blockers, and a good bit of removal. They could even use Thoughtseize to strand it in our hand. Spell Snare is good against Intangible Virtue and Collective Brutality. They're almost certainly running Cobrew because of Lingering Soul, so that seems good. Simic Charm could be on the chopping block. Maybe a Thought Scour, maybe a Mana Leak. Cut another Bolt. Traverse seems good. Maybe we cut the Breeding Pool. I could go with that. Go more on the Blood Moon plan. Get rid of the Pyroclasm. Maybe we don't actually want Snapcaster Mage. This is the hard part. Our 75 doesn't really have bad cards. Although Simic Charm and Mana Leak and not Lightning Bolt. Mandrills. People don't like Delver sometimes. Denial. Thought Scour. Let's see. Curiosity. Shoal. These are all Renegade. All cards most would probably just consider bad. But we don't really play bad cards. I think we're going to be okay with 17 lands against a Path deck. I'm really sad that I'm not bringing in that Snapcaster Mage. Maybe it's better on the play when you expect to have more mana. We have too many good cards. I guess I could cut this Mana Leak on the draw. Yeah, let's do that. Give it a go. 60 cards. See how we fare. On the draw. No lands. We're going to send it back. We are not going to count on our draw step to find us a green or blue source to fix our mana. That's a bad idea. We're not going to do that. That would be extremely undisciplined. The opponent keeps, and this time we mulligan, and we're going far. No lands again. It's really not a keep. It really isn't. We could hope that we scry and draw into a blue source, but it's really not good. What are the chances we find a blue source? There are 15 in the deck. No, 14 because we cut Breeding Pool. Do I keep that? I think I should just mulligan. These are going to take a long time to come down. Oh Lord, help us. 3, we're probably not going to find lands on 3 anyways, so this is just what we ended up with. It's very unfortunate, but I believe we just mulliganed into Oblivion. There's a Mountain. We can Tarfire. It's okay. Mandrills is going to do absolutely nothing against this Relic. I think we should have mulliganed that hand with just the Forest. I'm going to end up asking the rest of the guys on MTG Salvation about that. I believe that was a mulligan. But it's possible that I was wrong. I didn't exactly have time to think about how likely we would be to find the land we needed. Okay, here we go. We could actually force them to pop the relic, and they actually can't. So do we just go high variance plays? We're going to go all in on the mandrills. We put 2 cards in the bin. We could put a 3rd one with Tarfire after a turn. We get rid of their graveyard hate. I think... So basically, it's really unlikely that we win this game. We don't have blue mana. These are the cards in our hand. They have 4 cards and graveyard hate. So we're going to just make a terrible play that basically has like a 2% chance or something extremely small of winning us the game. Whereas if we don't make our probably awful play, we're probably not winning anyways. So we're going to hit their graveyard hate and play towards the chances that they have basically no removal for this mandrills. Because we are in an awful spot. And when you're in an awful spot, you need to make plays that will either be really good or obscenely bad. Can't cast that Visions, although it would have been really good. We had Basic Mountain and Basic Forest as our lands. Think about the chances of this. We mulled down to 4, and then drew Mountain and Forest off the top. Timely reinforcements, I'm not dealing with that. Westvale Abbey is neat. The opponent is going to gain life. If I could Tarfire myself to stop them, I probably would. I might save the Tarfire in case they have a second Bob, since it's basically impossible for us to power out a Mandrills next turn anyways, unless we top deck a fetch. Then we could do it. So, you know what? They probably wouldn't just gain 6 if they had a Bob in their hand. So I'm actually going to Tarfire them, keep up the high variance plays, and if we draw a fetch, we could do some good stuff. We drew a Delver. 10 fetches in the deck. Probably way more likely that that pays off than the Revelry play. I do think both are fine. I don't know if either of those plays were correct, but I mean, we're already in this god-awful spot, so we may as well play towards such things. There's a Steam Vents. I'm going to go with the Serum Visions. I think it's most likely that this gets us back into the game. 4th land and Huntmaster, yes please. End step. So, now we have a decent lineup. That's a problem. But that's manageable, given that they don't have a board. Very slowly they could Westvale Abbey us. But we're going to be okay. Everything's fine. They probably make a Vampire? Oh no, they're ticking up. They're going for the ult, which is a -6. Wow, that's fast. Oh dear. And that ult will really hurt us. So we either play 2 threats or we play Huntmaster, which is kind of 2 threats. Decisions. If we fetch, we lose the Thought Scour. Is Huntmaster better than Delver and Mandrills? It probably is, so we're going to start off with Delver and Mandrills to bait out removal. Our life total probably isn't going to be what loses us the game, and I think we might have actually drawn really well here. Taking out the Relic was super relevant because we're about to play Hooting Mandrills. So that was good. Like I said, our life total isn't scaring me. So, although Blood Moon is a consideration, so maybe I should. Yeah, let's get the island. We're going to play Delver, and I think we delve away the entire graveyard to play around Mana Tithe, just in case they have a spicy fun of it. So let's do that. It also bluffs Stubborn Denial for whatever that's worth. That's going to get us another island, yes. That's fine. All of our basics are out. We are very vulnerable to Path to Exile at this point. It just reads white, exile target creature. Fatal Push. So they had 2 removal spells. Hopefully Huntmaster can do its job. It might not be able to do its job. It looks like they'll be able to ult. And I don't think we can beat them if they ult. I believe we start off with Visions. Mana Leak. Blood Moon. Okay. So if they get that ultimate off, we have to sacrifice a creature every turn. Which is probably really bad. I don't expect there's much that we want to counter. We're going to go for Huntmaster, and I think our game plan is... I don't know what our game plan is at this point. Oh, they have another path. Wow. No, we basically just lose. We drew pretty well, too. That's kind of disappointing. I didn't expect the game to go that way. I thought we had a pretty good chance, although they did have plenty of removal, but I mean, they're a mid-range deck. They're supposed to have plenty of removal. That's what they do. What's an exile? Face down cards off of the Windbrisk Heights. So if Sorin doesn't ult, what do we do? Okay, they're just making tokens for Westvale, it looks like. They're going to take our Mana Leak, and then we will resolve the Blood Moon. That happens. So at least we can keep them somewhat down. Blood Moon's going to stop them from doing anything with these. And I believe we actually want to attack with our token to try to get them to trade, or at least be able to produce fewer tokens. Because we're both in top deck mode and we are losing this race. They have 4 power. We can't block any of it. They chose not to block, so at least we took 2 loyalty off of Sorin. We absolutely don't win the race. They have way better things than we do. They have unblockable things. And they get an Anthem with lifelink. I'm not entirely sure what we need to win this. I believe it involves probably 2 back-to-back Huntmaster of the Fells. Okay, Snap Visions. Or we go for Snap Leak. It's going to be Snap Visions. Snap Visions is certainly better. They probably can't even cast whatever they have. This will get us some card quality. Let's cast that. Do some selection. Neither of these, please. Please don't give me these cards. We'll attack Sorin again. They probably don't block. Okay, they do. Who knows? They like their Planeswalker, I guess. If we can deal with Sorin and the tokens, if they had ulted, we almost certainly would have lost on the spot because we need to stick a threat. We don't have enough burn to actually kill them. Even if we kept the bolts and had both snaps, I don't think we can do it. 12 from bolts. Gets to 16 off of the Tarfires. 22 damage we could do with everything. So we're going to play Goyf. We hit Sorin because this Snapcaster can't block. We just have to try. It's unlikely that we get there, but we're going to try. EE off the top. Come on. We got this. We totally got this. EE, we boarded out Pyroclasm, so that's not an out. Even Bolt. That's pretty scary. Misty is not what we want. I think we just hold it. Once again, we literally cannot block. So we're just in race mode. Even though racing is terrible for us, we're still going to. Because we literally can't do anything else. So we're going to attack. We take 4. We're dead on the next turn. If we have EE, we basically win the game. It's a steam vent. Well, we did put up one hell of a fight for mulling down to 4 and having no lands. So I am inclined to say good for us. On the other hand, oh hey, basic planes. So they can cast spells again. They probably won't be very relevant, the spells they're casting. There's also the fact that we are dead. Let's look at what we can board. Mana Hate seems good. I don't know if I want to take out another Bolt. I don't think I want more Mana Leaks. I feel like that was good. It's just that we had really bad variance on what our hands were. What would we want? Maybe a Pyroclasm to help with tokens? I feel like Pyroclasm could be good, so maybe we want it. It could really help. Do we want both, though? That's the question. Maybe we cut one Scour and a Mandrills. I don't like cutting Mandrills because it has Trample, which is so good against Lingering Souls and all the other tokens that they have. But they're also packing Graveyard Hate, so I think we're going to do that. We still have 15 creatures, so it's not like we're devoid of threats. Our opponent quit the match. That is so lame. We're still going to post it because I enjoyed that match quite a bit. Thanks for watching. I'm going to hop into another one. See you guys later.